All right, good afternoon, everyone, especially to our elementary teachers, junior and senior high school teachers. How are you? Tapos na po ba tayong nag-lunch? Okay, I guess we're all set for this afternoon session. So thank God we're all done in our teacher simulation, and I hope that all of you are learning from our simulators the past 2 days. Okay, so before we will start, allow me to read some of your shout outs here in the comment section. Okay, from Mom Josephine de la Peña, good afternoon, everyone, especially to our principal, Mom Rochelle R. Capon. Next, Ma'am Maribel Española, good afternoon, watching at Tuganay Elementary School. So magandang hapon po sa lahat ng mga taga-Tuganay Elementary School. And Ma'am Imelinda Terona, good afternoon to all from Anibungan Elementary School. And then Ma'am Lizelle Joy Bastan, good afternoon po, watching from Minda Elementary School. And then Ma'am Evelyn Saraino, good afternoon po, watching from San Isidro Elementary School. And then Ma'am Zenny Comendador, good afternoon, watching from Mangalcal Elementary School. And then Maricar de la Cruz, good afternoon, teachers, from Alihal Elementary School. And then Ma'am Helen Camacho, magandang hapon sa lahat. I love Carmen from Tuganay Elementary School with our maabtik na principal, Ma'am Rizalina L. Arcena. Hello po sa inyong lahat. And then Ma'am Lorelai Cisaldo, hi Ma'am Lalay, blessed afternoon. Shout out for new Camille Ma'am Mitch watching here. Hello Ma'am Lalay. Nanay siya sa new Camille. Okay, from Ma'am Jean Bungabong. Hello, good afternoon, watching from Mangalcal Elementary School. Sa lahat ng mga taga-Mangalcal, hello. So that's all. I know that you are all ready for this afternoon, are you, my dear teachers? So let me remind you of our attendance link this afternoon. Do we have it, controller? Please take a picture of the link, and you may also scan the QR code or screenshot the link for you to have your attendance for this afternoon session. So don't forget po, mag-attendance po tayo. All right, and also don't forget to have your evaluation for this day. So take a screenshot of the link and also you may scan the QR code. So wag po nating kalimutan yung attendance for this afternoon and also the evaluation. Okay, so I guess you are all ready now, and prepare yourselves because we are going to listen from series of talks regarding the different updates or information about the education and also the learning and also about the learning management system. So let us start now. So to give us the talk regarding the homeroom training for parents, let me have on screen the Chief of the Curriculum and Learning Management Division in Region 11, Dr. Janet Veloso.
Everyone, today we are going to, I want you to journey with me about the role of the parents in the new normal. Actually, this is form part of our fifth day matrix of activities. We would want you to see the package or the e-training package for the parents. This is tailored fit to our Davao region context. At the same time, this is applicable to all of our different divisions, particularly our 11 schools division offices. And we can do a lot of probably contextualization as you reach to your respective divisions and also improve some of the contents or the parts of the e-training package. Okay, I will just make it fast because consequently we are going to have the psychosocial or the mental wellness and psychosocial or psychological first aid activities with the Education Support Services Division. So my task is to share with you on this. Kindly show my slides, Sir Josh. So parang okay na lang na nasa backstage ako, Sir Josh. Ayan, ganito talaga pag live. Sir Josh, may I request for the slides? Ayan, nandyan na ba? Nakikita na, Sir Josh? Ayan, okay. Okay, so this is what we call parents inspiring and managing learning at home. So as we all know, for now, we don't have the face-to-face um, interaction or learning session. So everything is will be done in a remote modality. So our parents are vital and important as they perform their role to inspire and manage learning at home. Okay, next slide, Josh. So my presentation outline is about the Sulong Educalidad Framework, the regional initiative based on Learning Continuity Plan, mechanism in the distribution and retrieval of self-learning modules, because we should inform our parents on how these things can be done, and then calendar of activities or probably the calendar for school year 2020-21, of which we contextualize it according to our teaching learning activities, and then video files for physical fitness test and video files for mental wellness and psychosocial support or psychological first aid activities, and some concerns about local IATF protocols and safety measures. So parang isang package talaga na buo para sa ating mga parents. However, this will not limit the schools division offices to add some of the concerns that you are going to put in our training kit for the parents. Okay, next. We move to the Sulong Educalidad Framework. So I will not dwell on this because this is where we anchored on our Sulong Educalidad. In the end, that we dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competences enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. So this is the thing, ito ang heart talaga ng ating pagsasamahan sa DepEd. Next to that, our mission. So regarding our mission, next slide, Josh. So these are articulated and directed if how we would want our students, our teachers, our administrators and staff, our family, community, and other stakeholders are going to engage, and how what would we want for this particular key players in the school community. Next to that, our core values. Our core values. Next, Josh. Parang nahuhuli si Josh. Ayan. Okay. Our core values. Ayan. Maka Diyos, maka tao, maka kalikasan, at maka bansa. Kasi dapat ipaalam din natin sa ating mga parents yan. Although many are aware of it, but to the rest, probably this is going to be a new thing or something that would serve as their inspiration. Next. So, ipapaalam din natin about the most essential learning competencies. Why? Because these are the main meat of our teaching and learning delivery. So, we need to inform them about the most essential learning competencies. And probably, next to that, would be the details as to the K-12 most essential learning competencies. Yes, Jazz? Yes, we have done or we have talked about that during our unpacking. Next slide, please. And also with this, kasi dapat ipaalam din natin sa kanila on how these things are, the competencies, the process of coming up with the most essential learning competencies. Next to that, the emphasis of endurance. Ayan. We emphasize somehow when they embrace or when they appreciate about endurance, they would know that these are the things that our learners are must be able to master. Okay. Next to that, yes, the process of the coming up of the most essential learning competencies. Next. So ideally, ang maganda nito is paunti-unti po siya na i-share. Okay, hindi po siya agad-agad lahat. Okay, next. Yan, in-emphasize yan bakit ano yung retained, merged, replaced, and dropped. Kasi there are parents that have copies already probably of the curriculum guides or those that have already downloaded from our portal of our curriculum guides. And so they would know why some of the competencies are already not captured in our new most essential learning competencies. Okay, next. We have here when you dwell this to the parents, we have Q here, hindi ko na yan i-dwell, pero na may Q kami dyan na most essential learning competencies. Ibig sabihin, may sample po dyan pag i-click yan. Okay, next. Yan. Dinidwell na natin ang different learning modalities and the roles of key players. So, ibibigay na natin ang mga ano ba yung traditional face-to-face. And next to that, the distance learning modality. So parang dalawa lang talaga. It's the face-to-face and the distance learning. Kaya lang, the distance learning, as you can see, meron po siyang scale up na blended. Meaning, it's a combination of 2 or more modalities, whichever is applicable based on the local IATF parang severity or risk of COVID-19. Kasi hindi po tayo pwedeng na wala po itong basihan or desisyon natin, basihan sa ating local IATF. Okay, next. Regarding parenting in the new normal, alam niyo, kinapture namin ito, but this is more tailored fit to our present situation. This is based from the top 20 talaga na most essential din na parenting measures to be done. One is be a role model, so i-emphasize natin yan sa parents. With together, of course, we'll need to have parents also who are readers. Next, oversee child's activity. No overscheduling, of course. We have nap also. We have time for household chores, everything. Then provide pleasant atmosphere. So it's necessary for the parents to really ensure that our learners are in a situation that are very, very comfortable and conducive also for learning. Next to that, we have give constructive, balik doon Josh, give constructive criticism kasi minsan ang mga parents masyadong between, ganito kasi tayo ngayon sa new normal, between rigor and learning. So we should prefer more on learning. So kahit na paunti-unti, talagang matututo ang bata. Then reward them for results. Maintain parent-teacher relationship, of course. We would want that one that monitor their learning. Then devise fun ways to learn, of course. Meron din siyang parang something wide array of ways to make learning fun and memorable. Be a good friend. Ayan. So parang yan siya, swak na swak sa ating new normal. Okay, next. So in-emphasize namin sa ating learning situation ngayon, we should ensure that every learner is safe and protected anytime, anywhere. That's how we view as we capture it in our learning continuity plan, as integrating technology, academic community, and the household. Household meaning our community and the families where our learners emanate. Okay, next we have from our LCP or Learning Continuity Plan. Bibigay natin ang result of the survey. This was based on the survey of the region-based, but you can contextualize this, that you can have the survey of your division or probably the survey of your school. So that would somehow make it more contextualized. Next to that, we have the survey result. Kaya nandun mas may dating pag ibigay talaga natin kung ano yung emerging options of our parents, and probably you can link that one as to the result of the learners enrollment survey 4. Okay, that's the latest. Okay, next to that. So in here we provide ample information as to if modular, what are the probable tools or gadgets or platform that we can reinforce learning. And as you can see on the third, we have the regional learning management system. Okay, next. We have the survey results also of the special education. As you all know, in the region, we come up with the survey of the learners with special needs. And so ito yung mga nasa SPED natin na program. So still, majority opted for the modular. Okay, next. Ayan. Because of that, we have this learning management system and utilizing or with the features that it is user-friendly, may ease of integration, kasi pwede mo naman siya lagyan ng radio-based recorded episodes or even video episodes per lesson. So parang siya, hybrid. And then nandun din ang content management, of which nandun na si Milk, nandun na rin ang mga lesson exemplars and the self-learning modules. And then blended learning features, meaning blended, you can get from as a repository of all the materials, you can get as well the materials appropriate for other learning or for other learning modality. And then assessment and testing, of course, you have journeyed yesterday and during your simulation that there were quizzes, there were formative assessments, there were product-based assessments. So all of this are captured in the learning management system. Pagbabalik pa rin tayo doon. And then, reporting and tracking, because you can just easily download as well the results of the quizzes and product-based, shall we say, assessment. And then tracking of the result of the learner's performance. Next to that, so sa atin pong tinatawag natin na learning management system, Josh, next slide please. Ayan, pwede nyo yung ma-download for more information, and kindly show the succeeding slides, Josh. I-show lang natin. But you can click this one for the parents. Pero dito ngayon hindi natin i-click. Yan po ang mga details ng ating learning management system. So, name it, nandun na ang mga interactive videos. So, nandyan rin ang enrollment system ng ALS at saka enrollment system ng tinatawag natin na school records management system that our region also had planned and had rolled out to the field. And then another regional initiative is for the ALS, of which this emanates actually with Island Garden City of Samal developer, and we recognize that one, and it is now scaled up for the whole region. And this is preparing our ALS learning centers for the paperless enrollment. Next. We have the prototype learning schedule. So, yun pong binanggit ni Dr. Daog yan po. Prototype schedule yan, hindi na natin i-click yan. So, makukuha din ng kasama yan sa kit. Next to that would be the sample learning modules. Ayan, may mga sample learning modules na at saka sample lesson exemplars. Why we are showing this to the parents? Because they should know what are this, and they should value why we are providing this to the learners, and how they are going to as well manage the learning of our learners at home. Ayan, so hindi na natin yan i-click. Next to that would be our our help desk. Ito magandang initiative talaga, because our direction of the region is that we need to ensure that every learner is safe and protected, at ganun din sa kanyang learning. Unang-una, nasa help desk natin, academic specialists. The hotlines are there. So makikita natin ang hotlines from the regional level, tapos ibababa yan sa division, school level, at saka sa learning area experts. So there's no reason na mahihirapan ang mga bata, kasi ito po ay gagawin nating open as hotlines to help our learners even at home and remotely. So parang lahat tayo bayanihan dito. So who will complete the hotlines? Of course, coming from the division, you decide on that. The school focal, and probably the school head, and then the learning area. Sa amin dito sa region, inilagay na namin dyan sa medical team, sa senior high school immersion, kasi malaking bagay din yan na pag-uusapan. Then education service contracting, the TSS, the senior high school voucher program, and the joint delivery voucher program. So meron na kaming hotlines dyan na pwede nyong i-scale up na pagdating sa division, school level, at saka sa respective learning area. Okay, next to that, ayan, mechanism in the distribution and retrieval of self-learning modules. So ito po, meron tayong sample or suggested distribution and retrieval, but the division, the school can scale up, can modify, can revise. So once you modify and revise, that would be very helpful and beneficial to our community or our parents and also our learners. And next to that, we have the DepEd Order number 7, Series 2020. Ito na yung sinasabi namin na calendar of activities. So pag-i-click natin sa baba, nandiyan na rin ang tinatawag niya na calendar of activities. Ayan. Okay? Next to that, i-run through ko lang kayo. Nandyan na ang kalendar mula Mayo. Sige, Jazz. Ipa-flash lang natin. Bakit pina-flash namin yan? Kasi vital na malaman ng mga parents yan. Nakalagay na anong mangyayari sa bawat dates. At nakalagay na rin ang mga dates of examinations. Ang schedule po ng quarterly exam. At schedule po na merong klase. Okay. So, nakalagay lang dyan. So, i-run through mo lang, Jazz. Ayan. So, buong taon na yan or buong panuruan. No? The whole school year. Okay. So, kina-capture namin dyan dahil vital yan na mga information sa ating mga parents. Somehow they would be able to connect with that and learn from it. Okay. So, we proceed to the next. Physical fitness. Ayan. Sa physical fitness natin, sige, patuloy pa sa February hanggang April. Okay. Yes, sa physical fitness natin, kahit na nasa bahay ang mga bata, meron tayong video courtesy from Davao del Norte Division, headed by or spearheaded by the Superintendent, Madam D. Silva, together with ESDS, Sir Romel Handayan, at kasama ng pinakamagiting na chief na si Sir Edward Amogis, at ang focal po na overseeing dito ng MAPE, si Dr. Lesil Moquea, at kasamahan ng SPA. Sila po ang gumawa ng interactive at ito po ay sa Region 11 lamang nangyayari. Why we are giving this? Because kasi nasa remote na tayo, we would want the parents to know what are this physical fitness. Kasi we want the kids to be still healthy, active, and engaging kahit nasa bahay sila. So they can view the videos, they can review, replay everything about this, and these are standards. Okay? So kailanganin natin yan. Okay? Next. We have mental wellness and psychosocial support or psychological first aid activities. Ito po ay patungkol sa pag-uusapan natin ngayon after my talk. So kasama na rin ang video dito. Ang kagandahan dahil video po siya, masundan po siya. Okay, next. We have the protocols of the COVID-19. So atin lang i-remind na sa atin kahit nasa bahay or once our parents will go out, pagkukunin na nila ang kanilang mga self-learning modules. We are practicing all this, social distancing, at saka yung lahat ng babala no, ng ating local IATF. Tapos, finally, we have the personal hygiene and protocols of the COVID-19. Ayan, next, last slide na just. Ayan, so hindi ko yan i-dwell kasi makakatulong yan sa ating mga parents na makakasama nila lagi ang ating mga learners. And finally, yes, finally ito ang challenge natin, basta't sama-sama tayo sa sulong edukalidad, marangal at isa pong karangalan ang maglingkod sa bayan. God bless everyone!
Okay, and that was the Chief of the Curriculum and Learning Management Division, Dr. Janet Veloso, on some updates and information for our parents and also for us teachers. At this time, to share us about the mental health and psychosocial first aid and Sinungaling Part 1, let us hear from the Assistant Professor of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Chair MHPSS Special Interest Group, Sir Dan Paulo R. Yema, and Sir J.K. Anicoche.
Nakasama ko sa training. I guess si Sir Ninya yata yung nakasama nyo sa training. nyo sa training nyo sa training I guess si Sir Nino yata yung nakasama nyo sa training. Pero for some, yung iba, probably na-meet ko, no? So ngayon po, on my part, I'm going to discuss about some important considerations regarding mental health and psychosocial support and remote psychological first aid. Ayan, alam ko po sa inyo na yun nga, nakapag-training na kayo on MHPSS and PFA. So, ang gagawin po natin ngayon is ay sort of review, i-refresh natin yung mga natutunan natin before. And at the same time, we're going to learn how we are going to apply MHPSS and psychological first aid virtually. Kasi po tayo po ngayon ay nasa punto na punto na
to our next talk since we're having some problems in our past video presentation. So let us hear about the Sining Galing Part 2. It's all about an exercise and activity from Sir Leonidas Jimmy T. Hesauro III of RGV.
Of them at Region 11 and to the other 11 school division offices in Region 11. Yeah, good afternoon to our regional director, Dr. Evelyn R. Fitalvero, CESO 4, and our assistant regional director, Dr. Maria Ines C. Asuncion, CESO 5. To the different chiefs of the functional division in that at Region 11, to the section and unit heads from RO 11, different schools division superintendents and assistant schools division superintendents. Good afternoon po sa inyong lahat. To the regional training team, and special mention to the CLMD with their chief, Dr. Janet Veloso, to different PSDS, education program supervisors from different levels of governance, the coordinators from the different divisions for the RRM and even in the region, the RRM, Guidance and Counseling, Youth Formation Program, and School Health. Good afternoon. The different division heads and chiefs from the different 11 SDOs, the district supervisors, school heads and principals both in elementary and secondary schools, the teacher participants who are really painstakingly joining us since the morning session from the different parts of Region 11, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Our non-teaching personnel, special mention our fellow registered guidance counselors and the career advocates, magandang hapon rin po sa inyo. Parents of our learners and other stakeholders and other guests joining us here online, magandang hapon po. Welcome to our simple Sining Galing for today. I hope you are well wherever you may be at this time, and that you are properly disposed to participate in our short creativity exercise. I understand we started in the morning, so if you will allow me just for 2 minutes, let us do stretching. Okay, this is to make us properly disposed. Now 3 counts po, we stretch our hands up. 1, 2, 3, and then forward. 1, 2, 3, and then up again to your right. 1, 2, 3, and then to your left. 1, 2, 3. Kailangan po ito kasi while we are sitting, we can only move, no? Very limited ang ating movements and only our upper extremities. And then we try with our shoulders. We'll just have the hand, the shoulders, and our head, for our short exercise. So shoulders inward, 3 counts, 1, 2, 3, and then outward, 1, 2, 3. 3 repetitions, one more, 1, 2, 3, and then feel, na na-extend po siya palabas. 1, 2, 3, and last, 1, 2, 3, and then last, or outward, 1, 2, 3. And for the last body part, our neck. Very important po. Baka na-stiff na po yan. Kasi 4 hours na po tayo nakaupo dito. So we move first to our right at 3 counts. 1, 2, 3. And then to our left. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 1, 2, 3 to our right. And then to your left. 1, 2, 3. And for the last time. 1, 2, 3. And back to the left. 1, 2, 3. All right. You give yourselves a round of applause. Palakpakan natin. For mental health, we always appreciate what is good in us and the things that we positively do. Art therapy is used to express ourselves as another way of communicating when speaking in words are not enough. With the pandemic that we are experiencing at the moment, some of us may not be too expressive in words as to how we are reacting to the turn of events brought about by the threat of COVID-19 since the last almost 4 months already here in our region. Hence, art therapy is a good alternative activity in order for the not so expressive person to be able to release his or her feelings and thoughts about the things that surround him or her at this point in time. I'd like to ask Sir Josh if we can also show the PowerPoint slides prepared for our teacher participants, parents, and other stakeholders today. So next, please. That is the title of our Sininggaling Beneficial Words Activity. Okay, next please. I've mentioned that earlier. Ano yung relevance ng art therapy, or in our DepEd term, it's Sininggaling. Next please. According to Pamela Hayes, she's an American art therapist, the creative process taps into our subconscious mind in a way that we just cannot do when we are talking. Hence, later, during our activity, you will be given enough time to be silent while you are doing your artwork, so that something deeper within you may be unearthed after our simple exercise for Sininggaling. Next slide, please. Some of the advantages of Sininggaling or art therapy are the following. It can be therapeutic, becoming a form of relaxation as you're enjoying the activity. Second, it can also build self-esteem. And third, it releases tensions and anxieties. For today, we shall try the beneficial words activity. This exercise requires you of the following materials. Next slide, please. Yeah, we are done with that. Our objectives for today. The materials needed are the following. 2 pieces, bond paper of any size, ball pen or pencil, crayons or colored pencils, glue or paste, pair of scissors, and coins of different sizes. I hope you have all these things with you at this time. By the way, may I remind you that if at any point you feel uneasy with the task being requested of you during our activity this afternoon, please feel free to stop and rest for a while. There is no pressure on you to complete this, and I don't want you to be hard on yourself. Just continue to join us when you are ready and is properly disposed again. Are we now all ready to start our art therapy activity? Can
Sir
I see-
Jim, allow me to sir,
Yes.
at in sir. Sir, andito na yung mga interactors niyo po backstage. Maaari na ba natin sila makasama sa
Yes,
screen?
please. Yes, please. Thank you,
Okay.
Sir Jude. Ayan. Good afternoon po. Hello. Hello, Ma'am Irene, and hello, Ma'am Jenny.
Hello po, good afternoon, sir.
Kamusta kayo?
Okay lang po.
All right, good. I'm happy to see you. Do you have your materials with you now for
Yes,
our
po.
short and simple Sininggaling?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, very good. Very good teachers. All right. Now, can I see some thumbs up sign from you to signify that you are now ready to begin?
Yes.
All right, very good. Thank you. Now, we will be doing all together the beneficial words activity. May I invite you to follow the instruction I will be giving you one at a time. Next, please. Number 1. Ready, Ma'am Eileen, Ma'am Jenny, and the other teachers? You have your coins with you, which are of different sizes. It doesn't matter how many you have with you at this time. Slowly pick up the coin or coins and trade each of it using a pencil or ball pen in a bond paper. Suggested number of traced coins in your bond paper is not more than 10. You have 1 minute to do it, and you may start now. Josh, can you play the music for 1 minute? Thank you, Ma'am Eileen, Ma'am Jenny, and the rest of the teachers joining us online. Instruction number 2. I hope you see now in front of you circles out of the tracing you did with the coins. You will be writing words at the center of each circle using your ball pen or pencil. What are then the words that you will be writing? The words are coming from your responses to this singular question we have for you today, which is, Josh, next slide please. What words that can make this world a beautiful place to live in? In Tagalog, anong mga salita ang makakapagpaganda ng ating mundo ngayon? In Visayan, unsang mga pulong nga makapanindot sa atong kalibutan karon? Alright, so you'll be given 2 minutes to think of your chosen words and to please write this down inside the circles. So, dear teachers, the 2 minutes starts now. Thank you very much. We welcome Ma'am Cheryl. I think she's one of our interactors. Welcome, Ma'am Cheryl. So let's proceed to instruction number 3. After writing down your beneficial words inside the circles, try now to decorate and color your words inside the circles using your crayons or colored pencils. You may even put designs inside the circle together with your chosen words. You are given 2 minutes, dear teachers, for this task. Klaro ba? Instruction number 3? Then you may start. The 2 minutes starts now. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so let's proceed now to instruction number 4. How are you, Ma'am Irene? Ma'am Jenny? Ma'am Cheryl, kamusta? Can I see a thumbs up?
It's
Okay
okay
ba?
po. Okay lang po.
All right.
Yes po, I was not able to start with the first
Okay, so
instruction
we
po.
are the first instruction was you to trace. Do you have some circles now using the coins, Ma'am Cheryl?
Yes po, sir. I was
Very
able to
good.
cope up
Very
naman
fast
po.
learner and very resilient. Okay, I understand,
Thank you.
Ma'am Cheryl, you had problems with your
Thank you
internet
po.
connection, but nothing. Actually, we have 3 of you here this afternoon. Wow! I can start to see your creativity coming out now with what you have just done with your circles and your chosen beneficial words. At this point, may I invite you to cut your decorated circles using your pair of scissors. Okay, so now you have your decorated circles. I am inviting you to cut the form of the circles, and the maximum is 10. Now, I hope hindi sumobra sa 10 circles na may mga words na at this time answering our question for this afternoon. So I'll give you 1 minute to do the cutting of your decorated circles. And your 1 minute starts now. Hi, teachers. Were you able to cut now? Were you able to cut now all your decorated circles? You need a little more time? All right, it's good. Let's proceed to instruction number 5. The other bond paper you have with you represents the face of the world we have at this time. Kindly now paste your decorated beneficial words in the world which is represented by the other bond paper. I am inviting your creativity at this point to take over for the next 5 minutes. You may use again your crayons or colored pencils to add more colors to this beautiful world that you are creating with your decorated beneficial words. Again, 5 minutes with the creativity in you coming out for the next instruction. Good luck to our dear teachers, and we will see each other after 5 minutes. All right. Thank you very much, dear teachers. Congratulations. You did well in your artwork today. I can see that you have exerted your level best in presenting your new world with your chosen beneficial words on it at this time of the pandemic. Let's proceed to the next slide, please, Sir Josh. All right. How are you? Ma'am Irene, Ma'am
I'm good.
Jenny, and Ma'am Cheryl.
Okay po.
Good to hear. All right. May we ask the three of you to kindly share your artwork for today? Maybe we'll take it one at a time. Okay? So as you will be sharing your artwork, allow me to also ask you one process question. Okay po ba yun? Okay, so who's ready? Who's ready now? Just raise your hand. Parang learners lang din, ano, ang mga teachers natin. Which we will also be doing soon, no? Virtually with our learners. Ayan na. Wala nang sasagot pag tinatanong ng mga learners. Ang teachers rin ngayong hapon. Okay? So, si Ma'am Irene, nakita ko parang tinaas na yung kanyang kamay.
Hi.
Alright. Sige, can you show us your artwork and can you tell us first your chosen words, Ma'am Irene?
Sir, for this activity, I have chosen 10 words. First is love, second is peace, third is respect, fourth is understanding, fifth justice, sixth resilience, eighth open-mindedness, camaraderie, and we have adaptability and equity.
Alright. So you chose 10. Tama po ba? 10 words. Alright. So can we show the next slide for Ma'am Irene as our first process question, Sir Josh? Yan. Next, please. So, Ma'am Irene, number 1, tell us something about your chosen words and the artwork you have made today. So, how did you come up with those 10 beneficial words? And what did you draw? Now, after you have put up the cat decorated circles, ano yung output mo ngayong hapon? Tell us about it.
Okay. So, I want to show you my output. This is my output. Pangit, pero pinaghirapan ko po.
Oh no, it's beautiful. No, there's no pangit in our work of art. Okay, sige. So, how did you come up with the 10
Actually,
beneficial words?
yes, sir. Actually, I was thinking of the current trend of the teachers that they're doing today, which is collecting of plants and flowers. So I chose these words because when you gave us the instruction of choosing at most 10 words, I was really thinking of love because of the current situation in which education must continue despite the challenges brought about by the pandemic. Teachers must be resilient to adopt, to learn, and be open minded to learn the different modalities and platforms in the teaching instruction. That's for the benefit of our students.
Okay, thank you very much. Very well said, Mama Irene. Okay, so I hope you will keep with you those 10 beneficial words and be proud, of your artwork for today in our scenic setting. All right, thank you. Let's give a chance to Ma'am Cheryl. Ready na po si Ma'am Cheryl with our second question and her artwork to be shown to our teachers joining us online. Number 2 question, please. What were your feelings while doing the activity today? Ma'am Cheryl, show us first your artwork and then the words that you have chosen to be your beneficial words this afternoon. Okay, please, Ma'am Cheryl.
Good afternoon, sir. This is my artwork for this afternoon.
Yeah.
You can see I have 6 chosen word. I was not able to comply the 10
All
since
right.
I was late during the So I have chosen love, family, Christian life, friends, and career. So I chose these words since that's when I read the question, those are the words that comes first in my mind, and I feel it happy as I wrote the words.
All right. So you very good. No, you felt happy. I was so mindful about the words you will be saying. So the feeling, the emotion is happiness. Tama po ba?
Yes, po, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Cheryl. Because when we will be doing this with our learners, we will go down to their emotional level, to the feeling level, and that's what the process question number 2 is doing with us right now this afternoon. So thank you, Ma'am Cheryl. So I can see that while you were doing the activity for the 5 minutes where you are pasting the decorated circles in another bond paper, I can see your smiles. No, you were happy. We were in the happy disposition doing the feeling activity. So I hope you will keep it up. And do also observe that when you will be doing this with your learners soon. All right. So thank you, Ma'am Cheryl. Let's proceed to Ma'am Jenny.
Thank you, po.
Ma'am Jen, your chosen word, your output, and please answer process question number 3 this afternoon. Sir Josh, how did this activity of clinically help you about your perspective of our world during the COVID-19 pandemic? Okay, Ma'am Jenny, take it away.
So this is my work.
Wow, colorful. And the rest of the works also are colorful.
The world, this is the world. Then I put life, peace, happiness, freedom, joy, and love. So
Wow.
since the
So how did it help you change your output or outlook in our world today, Ma'am Jenny?
since the outbreak of the COVID-19, I'm creating this art as a way of my expressing myself.
The way that you express yourself. Remember that you were given time. No words were coming out from you earlier, but you were just listening to my instructions, right? And you were given ample time to do the task one at a time. So thank you. No, very nice that this activity would bring out our positivity, as teachers and hopefully with our learners in due time, and we'll be doing this with them. You know what? I also have mine. If you can allow me to show my artwork. Ayan. And you know what's common among the four of us? Love. Tama ba?
Flower, sir.
Yeah,
Love.
flower.
Yes, sir.
Ayan. And you have to place
Love.
your name and the year, no? Para baka maging masterpiece ito in due time. No? Mahal na ito pag ibebenta natin. No? Because we did it online. Okay? So the common word or the feeling that will prevail among the four of us this afternoon is love. Tama ba? Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
So I can
sir.
see thumbs up. Ayan. All right. Although the other teachers online with us joining on YouTube cannot be seen, no, but I'm happy that the three of you are enjoying. So, how do you feel now after our activity in Sininggaling? Short yet hopefully meaningful activity. Start with Ma'am Jenny.
Yes.
Baliktad na naman tayo. Ma'am Jenny Lumapak of Davao City Division. Jen, how do you feel? What is your learning from this short activity on beneficial words for the psychological first aid?
Uh,
How do you feel now? You have this activity that would let you know about the beneficial words coming from you that you can contribute to make this world a beautiful place to live in.
it is important for me as a teacher to be
Thank you, po, sir.
One more time, we can
Salamat,
hardly
sir.
hear you, Ma'am Jenny. Pakiulit po. What is your feeling after you will be ending this activity now?
It is very helpful for me as a teacher to be an effective and efficient teacher to know this activity and to be share this to my students.
Correct. And you have a role to play, right? We all have roles to play to make this world a beautiful place to live in. Okay, thank you. Cheryl,
Yes, sir.
Cheryl D. Sagid of Davao del Sur Division.
Yes,
Your
po, sir.
feeling as we end the activity and then your learning rin po this afternoon.
So I have learned that the most important thing in our life, sir, is love, and everything rooted from this word. So that's why when I made the activity, I am very happy, and I was able to share my feelings to other teachers in the Region 11 that the ultimate source of everything that we have is love, and surrounding it are our students, our family, and so with our career. So we have to love our career for our family and for our clienteles as well, sir. Thank you very
Thank you.
much, sir.
Well said, Ma'am Cheryl, the Sagid of Davao del Sur Division. And just remember, God is love, right? And love is definitely coming
Yes,
from God.
sir.
So always feel blessed that we are coming from the Department of Education because God has never abandoned us in these almost 4 months of the pandemic. All right? Thank you. Ma'am Irene, please, your feeling after our activity, after you have shared online and your learning this afternoon before we close this.
Yes, sir. I am so happy and fulfilled because I was able to express my thoughts using the 10 words that I chose, how to make this world beautiful. And let us remember his promise in John 3:16. Love begets love.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much.
yes, sir. And we have to look at the positive side, though we are experiencing COVID-19 pandemic today, because we teachers were able to work from home comfortably, and we have a closer family ties because we spend more time with our families.
Thank you very much. All right. Well said, Ma'am Irene. I wish you all good luck in your endeavors online with our DepEd learners and our stakeholders. And to all the rest of the teachers joining us on YouTube, good luck to all of us. So thank you. That ends our short yet hopefully meaningful Sininggaling exercise today. And I hope we all together were able to reach our 3 objectives we have set earlier for this activity. Until our next Sininggaling program, thank you for your cooperation, dear teachers. You have been a great participant. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga sarili. Ayan. Na? And always remember, together we can get all through this, and together we can heal as one. Thank you.
Okay. That was Sir Leonidas Jimmy T. Hesuro, the third of RGC. Love begets love. So teachers, I hope you also did the activity. Are you? Okay, so tuloy-tuloy muna tayo sa ating talk ngayon to share us about the mental health and psychosocial first aid and Sinigaling Part 1. Let us hear from the Assistant Professor of University of the Philippines, Los Baños, Chair MHPSS, Special Interest Group, Sir Dan Paulo R. Yema.
Not sure if yung iba sa inyo nakasama ko sa training. I guess si Sir Nino yata yung nakasama nyo sa training. Pero for some, yung iba probably ko, no? So ngayon po, on my part, I'm going to discuss about some important considerations regarding mental health and psychosocial support and remote psychological first aid. Ayan, alam ko po sa inyo na yun nga, nakapag-training na kayo on MHPSS and PFA. So ang gagawin po natin ngayon is ay sort of review, i-refresh natin yung mga natutunan natin before. And at the same time, we're going to learn how we are going to apply MHPSS and psychological first aid virtually. Kasi po tayo po ngayon ay nasa punto na ang ating mga kagaya nito ng activity na ginagawa natin, lahat ay sa paggamit ng technology. Okay? So, kagaya po na nasabi ko kanina, for my part, I will be going to discuss MHPSS in brief and course you through the conduct of remote psychological first aid as our proactive and protective response during the COVID-19 outbreak. So kung meron po kayong mga katanungan, maaari nyo po itong i-type sa ating chat box at mamaya po ay ating sasagutin ito ng isa-isa. And then, reminder lang po sa ating lahat, paki-turn off lang po uli ng ating mga microphone para po wala po tayong anything na sasagabal mamaya para dire-diretso lang tayo. Okay? So kung ready na po kayong lahat, make sure nakapwesto kayo ng masarap-sarap, nakaupo kayo ng okay or nakahiga man, no, kasi ito po ay dire-diretso tayo for around 30 to 40 minutes. So sit back and then listen carefully, and we begin our discussion first by answering and reviewing what MHPSS is. So we define MHPSS or mental health and psychosocial support is used, no, to describe any type of local support that aims to protect or promote psychosocial well-being and or prevent or treat mental disorder. So given po that MHPSS is any kind of local support, no, MHPSS in itself is not an approach, okay? But rather, MHPSS offers us a set of guidelines to be followed in order for our psychosocial support initiatives to be effective and successful. So, MHPSS, for its purpose, is to enable humanitarian actors and communities to plan, establish, and coordinate a set of minimum multi-sectoral responses to protect and improve people's mental health and psychosocial well-being in the midst of an emergency. So kaya po, gumagawa tayo ng MHPSS initiative through the training of psychological first aid because we want to improve our kapwa, our fellow Filipinos' lives through psychosocial support. Okay? So, kung babalikan uli po natin, no, MHPSS acts as a guide. Okay? We should be able to follow its core principles, which includes the following. Yan, kung naaalala nyo pa po, yung 6 na core principles ng MHPSS. Starting with the first core principle of human rights and equity. So for every MHPSS initiative or activity, human rights of all affected persons should be promoted, as well as the protection of individuals and groups who are at a heightened risk of human rights violations. And who are these people? Kung naaalala pa natin, they are the marginalized. Okay, so the marginalized are usually at high risks of vulnerability. That is why we have to protect their human rights and provide equity. Second is participation. So in every MHPSS activity, the participation of the local, ayan, sana po malakas na yung audio ko. Yan, so the participation of the local affected population should be maximized. Ayan. So kaya po hinihingi yung participation ninyo kasi we would like to maximize the persons in your particular areas. So kayo yung magiging point persons per areas. The third one is the core principle of do no harm. So in every MHPSS initiative, there is a potential harm, especially when working on mental health and psychosocial support because it deals with highly sensitive issues. So we have to be careful in dealing with such cases. And you have learned PFA naman before, so you know exactly what to do. Okay? Core principle number 4 is building on available resources and capacities. So the key here is to build on local capacities, supporting self-help, and strengthening the resources already present. So yun nga po, sabi ko kanina, we are maximizing what we have at hand. Okay, kasi meron na tayong resources. So dapat yun yung una nating nagagamit. And then, core principle number 5 is on integrated support systems. So MHPSS activities and programs should be integrated as far as possible. Okay? That is why if you're going to work on psychosocial support, it's better that we work hand in hand with other organizations, whether that is a government or a non-government organization, so that we'll be able to get all the support we can have in making our psychosocial social support activities more effective. And finally, MHPSS activities is composed of a multi-layered support. So a layered system of complementary support is key in organizing MHPSS. And this multi-layered system of MHPSS is shown in the intervention pyramid. Ayan, so alam ko na ilang beses yun na rin nakita tong pyramid na ito, no? But just so you know, no, there is a particular protocol that we have to follow, and for us to be guided, we have to consider the pyramid. Okay? So, balikan natin isa-isa, starting with the base layer, which is basic services and security. So in here, the well-being of all people should be protected through the establishment or re-establishment of security, adequate governance, and services that address basic physical needs, which includes food, shelter, water, basic health care, no, and control of communicable disease. And that is what the government now is doing. Secondly, has something to do with community and family supports. Okay? So here, ang ibinibigay natin ditong serbisyo has something to do with access to key community and family supports. So if you're able now to fulfill the basic, para mas lalo pa na matulungan tayo psychosocially, kailangan we are provided with community and family supports. On the third layer now is the focused non-specialized supports. So dito makikita natin that it represents the support necessary for the still smaller, mas konti na lang, compared to the other two layers, who needs additional support, no? Whether it is a focused individual, family, or group intervention by trained and supervised workers, no? And included here in the third layer is the conduct of psychological first aid. Okay, so dyan papatak yung psychological first aid na gagawin natin. And at the top layer is specialized supports. So dito, yung mga tao na na-identify natin under the third layer na nangangailangan ng referral, dito natin sila ibibigay sa specialized services wherein this will now be provided by registered or licensed mental health and medical professionals to be able to provide their specific needs. Okay? So that is the intervention pyramid. So there are lots of MHPSS activities that we can do. And included, if you can see at number 5, yung basic training natin on psychological first aid, kasama dyan. At yung mga iba pang bagay na maaari nating magawa para sa komunidad in order for us to deliver psychosocial support. Okay? However, given all those activities that that we have here in the screen, continuous monitoring and evaluation should take place to identify the most appropriate activity at a given time. Okay? So ngayon, na alam na natin, na-refresh na tayo, so kung ano nga ba ang MHPSS, we go now directly and more specifically to a specific MHPSS activity that we can do and you were trained to do before. And that is psychological first aid. Okay? Pero ngayon, medyo mapapansin natin na medyo magiging iba konti yung approach natin because this would be some very, it's similar but it's somehow different from the usual psychological first aid that we were trained to do before. Okay? Because ngayon, we are required to do PFA virtually. So mamaya titingnan natin bakit pa siya virtually and how we are able to perform it. Pero balikan muna natin uli kung ano nga ba ang PFA kasi baka nakalimutan nyo na, So reviewin lang uli natin. So we define PFA as a method of helping people in distress so they feel calm and supported to cope better with their challenges. Okay, so PFA help normalize worry and emotions. It also promotes healthy coping and provides feeling of safety, calming, and hope. And since PFA is first aid per se, PFA is designed to reduce the initial distress caused by crisis events and to foster short and long-term adaptive functioning and coping. So yun yung aim natin sa pagbibigay ng psychological first aid. To capacitate the person, give him or her short and long-term adaptive skills and coping para malampasan niya yung crisis na pinagdadaanan natin ngayon dahil sa COVID. Okay? So, aside from what is mentioned and what is written there, ano pa ba yung mga dahilan kung bakit mahalaga at ginagamit natin ang psychological first aid? Number 1 is because it is consistent with research evidence on risk and resilience following a crisis. So PFA somehow helps us build our resilience. Pinatatatag niya tayo. Dinaragdagan niya yung ating kapasidad na maging matatag. Secondly, it is applicable and practical in field settings. And right now, we are doing it remotely. Okay? Kasi nga, napaka-flexible gamitin ng psychological first aid. Pangatlo, it is appropriate for development levels across the lifespan. Huwag nyo na lang pong pansinin yung third bullet na nandyan sa presentation. Kasi nung ginawa ko ito, wala pang guide sa paggawa ng psychological first aid sa mga teenagers or mga kabataan. Pero ngayon po, meron na. So basically, pwede natin gamitin ng psychological first aid sa kanila. No? Na hahantong din po sa huli, referral kung sakaling kailangan nila. Okay? So, yan yung mga kailangan natin review natin on what psychological first aid is. Now, bakit remote psychological first aid? Why is it PFA in a distance? Why is it virtual psychological first aid? So, as we all know, face-to-face interaction is how PFA is normally done. Okay? However, the conditions of the current pandemic hinders us from doing so. So, keeping a physical distance to others, is required during the outbreak. And as we all know, this physical distance can easily be bridged, Madaling yung layo natin physically, parang madali lang siyang at dito, gagamit tayo ng iba-ibang modes of communication, which may include telephone, cellular phone, at gumamit ng voice calls, internet calls, gumamit ng mga applications sa Google Meet and other social media. Okay? So, kaya siya psychological first aid. So, PFA to offer to Ayan, nakadepende na sa inyo. Pero yun nga, although ito ay maaari talagang ibinibigay pang kalahatan, maaari tayong pumili ng ating target population. Okay? So, ngayon na na-define at na nakita na natin kung ano uli ang psychological first aid, tingnan naman natin yung action principles ng PFA. So kung babalikan natin yung action principles ng PFA na itinuro sa inyo before, ipinapakita ko ngayon sa inyo yung revised na action principles ng PFA na nababagay kung paano gagawin ito remotely. Okay, kung paano gagawin ang psychological first aid virtually in a distance. Okay? At kung babasahin natin ng mabuti, makikita natin na yung action principles ng look, listen, at link ay mahahati sa mga iba-ibang activities. So let's start with look. So look refers to how to assess, number one, the current situation. Okay? People who seek support or sino ba yung nangangailangan ng support? Ano ba yung mga risks? And ano ba yung mga pangangailangan ng mga apektadong mga mamamayan at ano ba yung kanilang mga expected na emotional reactions? Sa listen, it refers to how to begin the conversation, how to introduce the helper, how we pay attention and listen actively, how we accept feelings, how we do calming, paano natin pinapakalma ang ibang tao, paano tayo nagtatanong tungkol sa kanilang mga pangangailangan at paano natin sila tutulungan in addressing their needs and problems. And lastly, the action principle of link refers to how to assist with, number one, accessing information, number two, connecting with loved ones and social support, and number three, accessing services and other help. Okay? So, na-enumerate na natin to isa-isa, puntahan at balikan naman natin uli sila because hihimay-himayin natin kung paano ba ginagawa ang mga action principles na ito. And let's start with the action principle of link. Okay? So nakita natin kanina yung mga individual points on how to do the action principle of look. Pero in general, look is all about assessing needs and planning considerations. Okay? And we begin exploring what the action principle of look is by first doing assessment. And here are some questions for considerations for us to be able to assess. Number one, what are the practical and emotional support they might need? For example, yung bang mga mamamayan, yung bang mga tao, do they need to cope with their worries or their fears regarding COVID? Or do they need support because they are experiencing abuse or violence? Okay? What kind of support should I give them? Because they have this kind of fear na nawawalan na sila ng kabuhayan. Okay? So those are some questions na pwede nating itanong for number one. Secondly, what is their current situation? Ano ba yung sitwasyon ng mga tao ngayon? Sila ba ay in total lockdown? Are they isolated? Are they quarantined? Okay? Are they alone? Or are they spending time with their loved ones? No? Sila ba ay naka-confine sa hospital? No? Sila ba ay frontline workers? At ano ba yung kondisyon ng mga frontline workers ngayon? Okay? So those are things that we have to consider. And thirdly, we also have to know the kind of risks that they are experiencing. Are they scared that they might spread the virus even though they show no symptoms, etc.? Are they prone to prejudice and discrimination because sila ay PUI or PUM or sila ay suspected na merong case ng COVID? Sila ba ay nakakaranas ng diskriminasyon? So yung mga bagay na ito ay dapat nating nalalaman, no? Para mas mapapaunlad natin yung programa na meron tayo para kung sakaling tumawag ang mga taong ito, dala-dala yung mga concerns nila, madali natin itong mahahandle. Okay? So basically, ang sinasabi natin dito, dapat alam natin yung nangyayari para mas madali tayong makakatulong. Okay? And speaking of dapat alam natin yung nangyayari para mas makakatulong tayo, no? Ito yung ni-request na sa akin ni Director Ronnie, no? Na ano ba dapat yung malaman ko at ano ba yung pwede kong gawin kung sakaling ang mga ngailangan ng tulong ay ang aking colleague. Ayan. So, kasi nandun tayo sa assessment part eh. So, ano yung mga signs na magsasabi na ang aking kasamahan sa DepEd ay maaaring nangangailangan na ng tulong? Okay? So, as we all know, no, yung physical signs, madali yang matunton. It's very easy to interpret physical signs because we are able to see it with our own eyes. We're able to feel it and experience it, no? Yung nararamdaman at nararanasan ng iba. But now, we are in a certain situation that we are physically distant with each other. Baka nga yung sa inyo, parang magkakalayo pa ng mga barangay. Okay, ang mga sityo, magkakalayo pa ng mga tinitirhan. So how will you know? How can you do it remotely? We can look for signs, no? Halimbawa, sa mga nakikita natin na posts or kawalan ng posts sa social media. Okay? Baka yung kasamahan mo, nagpo-post na siya na nahihirapan na siya, wala na siyang makain, no? Tapos, nagpo-post na siya ng mga bagay na parang malulungkot, no? Already signs na baka, kailangan na niya ng tulong. Pangalawa, social exclusion, no? Before the ECQ, this colleague of yours, madalas siyang mag-text, madalas siyang magparamdam, no? Madalas siyang laging may sinesend na something. Pero ngayon, no? Parang hindi na niya nagagawa yon. Hindi na siya nagpaparamdam. Wala ka ng balita tungkol sa kanya. That could be a probable sign. Third, no, and this is something to do with work. This is work related, no? So, ano ba yan? Hindi na ba siya nagre-respond sa mga official correspondence sa office? Hindi na siya tumatawag, hindi na siya nagre-reply, hindi na siya nagsasend or nagre-reply sa email. Okay? And then fourth, has something to do with low work productivity. Okay? Nangailangan ng medyo nangailangan ng trabaho, na ipapasang trabaho, nakapagpasa nga, pero very poor yung work output, no? Or hindi nagsasubmit on time, or hindi uma-attend ng meeting. So ito ay ilan sa mga signs na maaari nating masabi na kailangan ng colleague ko ng tulong. Okay. Pero matapos mong malaman yung mga signs na yan, ang sunod na tanong, ano yung gagawin mo? Okay? And this is what you're going to do. What can I do? Number one, no, hindi porke may mga signs ako na ipinakita dito, no? Hindi porke na nakikita nyo yon, hindi ibig sabihin na totoo na talaga na ganun yung experience nila. Kaya as much as possible, number one, we have to monitor them. Okay, for example, in a span of a day or 2 days or 3 days, gaano mo kadalas nakita itong mga post na ito na ilalabas sa social media? Gaano kadalas ka nag-text sa isang araw na ni isa wala siyang reply? Okay? So we monitor. Pangalawa, we ask first. Okay? And we don't just assume that they are experiencing a crisis. Magtanong muna tayo. Okay? And in asking, we approach respectfully. We do not push ourselves to them as if parang talagang ipinipilit mo na may problema. Hindi, pagsabi ka na, anong problema mo? Ganyan. So we approach respectfully. At kung sakali na nagsabi siya na meron nga siyang pinagdadaanan, number 4, empathize. Okay? And how you'll be able to empathize fully? Okay? By listening, of course, listening attentively and actively. And then number 5, reassure as best as you can. Ano yung cue natin dito sa PFA? That your reactions are but normal responses to an abnormal situation. Okay? And number 6, understand the person, lalo na kung saan siya nanggagaling. Unawain natin siya. Number 7, we offer support and we help the person accessing reliable resources. Okay? We encourage the person to do self-care. And then finally, kung pakiramdam mo na hindi mo na kaya, or yung kaibigan mo, yung katrabaho mo, hindi na niya kaya, then number 8, it's time for referral. Okay? So later on, i-stress pa natin yung mga bagay na ito kasi part ito ng listening part. Mamaya, ng listening action, ng action principle of listen. Okay? And baka marahil ang iba sa inyo na nandito sa webinar na ito ay mga team leaders, supervisors, or mga coordinators. Ano naman yung mga magagawa nyo para sa inyong mga team members? So, here are some, according to the Interagency Standing Committee, here are some messages for supervisors and team leaders on how they can support their team members. So number 1 is to regularly and supportively monitor your staff for their well-being and promote an environment which promotes conversation. Usap-usap, kumustahan. Number 2, ensure good quality communication and accurate information updates provided to the staff. Okay? So kung may update man, dapat ito lahat ay legitimate, tama, at nakakatulong. Number 3, ensure that your staff get the rest and recuperation they need. Remind them to rest from time to time. Number 4, provide a brief and regular forum to allow workers to express their concerns and ask questions. Okay? So dapat may avenue tayo dyan on how they can ask questions. Number 5, encourage peer support amongst colleagues. Maganda sana kung meron tayong body-body system. Ayan. So your mga 2 or 3 in a body system, tapos chine-check nyo yung bawat isa kung kamusta na. Number 6, facilitate access to and ensure staff are aware of where they can access mental health and psychosocial support services. So the DRRMS will be giving to you a document listing down all contact details regarding supports, no, psychosocial support providers that you will need or you have to be aware of. And number 7, provisions and strategies are in place for both workers and managers, and that supervisors are able to role model self-care strategies to mitigate stress. Ayan. So dapat merong mga yung mga team leaders, dapat mga role model din kayo. Pinapakita nyo sa inyong mga team members na mahalaga ang pangangalaga sa sarili. So hindi nyo pinapakita na madali kayong may stress, dapat pinapakita nyo kung paano nyo pinangalagaan ng sarili nyo para gayanin din kayo nila. Okay? Ayan. So, after doing, so that is for the assessment part. So, after assessing what the particular needs of the population is or are, we now go to planning considerations. And in planning, we should plan for the right tasks. Starting with number 1, since we are going to do remote PFA or virtual PFA or PFA in a distance, we have to identify the channel of communication that is most appropriate for your use. And what we have to consider that here is that it should be available and accessible to the general public. So when we are talking here of accessibility, feeling ko pinaka-accessible dito is phone calls or internet calls, voice calls. Pwede rin naman ng video call. Number 2, operating hours. So will you be available 24/7 or in specific hours of the day? So you have to make it also known. Why? Because operations open 24/7 receive many calls, especially at night, from people living with pre-existing mental health conditions or other illnesses. So kung may oras po na madalas tumawag yung mga pre-existing conditions, usually ito po ay this oras ng gabi. Kaya po, if you're going to decide on a 24/7 hotline, make sure that you have the appropriate training to do so, and there is supervision. Okay? Number 3 is information dissemination about the service. No? How will you be able to reach a significant amount of people? Paano nyo i-announce na gagawa kayo ng PFA? Paano nyo masasabi sa kanila, sa mga nangangailangan, na kayo bilang isang organisasyon ay nag-o-offer ng PFA? Number 4, safety and privacy of both caller and responder. So consider and adapt to the physical environment. Kung ano yung environment na meron kayo dyan sa inyo, you try to adapt. Ensure privacy and avoid disturbance during a call. For example, make sure no one will disturb. Okay? Let family members and others know that the room is used for a call or video conference. Halimbawa, kagaya po ngayon, I have to inform yung kapatid ko tsaka po yung nanay at tatay ko that I'm doing this webinar. So bawal nila ako katukin, bawal nila laksan yung TV, bawal sila magingay, no? Para hindi po ako ma-distract sa ginagawa ko. Okay? So choose a quiet place. So maintain confidentiality and safety of channels of communication. Make sure na yung way ng communication nyo ay hindi mawa-wiretap or hindi mahahack. Okay? Number 5, ease of use of communication tools. So kung gagamit po tayo ng medyo advanced na technology or ng technology, we have to consider whether the technology is user-friendly, no? Kung madali ba siyang gamitin. And then also we have to consider signal and access to internet connectivity. Okay? Kasi baka mamaya wala kayo nun. Number 6, referral pathway. So, kung paano tayo magre-refer, referral system na meron, kailan mo dapat malaman kung kailan na siya i-refer. So, lahat po ito ay naka-indicate. Mamaya, mababanggit ko dun sa link part. Okay? And then number 7, voluntary recruitment. Well, this is not exactly your problem because basically, you yourselves are the members of the team. You yourselves are the volunteers. Okay? So, after the given considerations, itong planning for the right tasks natin are taken care of, a protocol should be established. Okay? So, in establishing protocol, we should consider number 1, do we follow existing protocols or do we create a new protocol? At ano ba yung content ng protocol na iyon? Dapat pa tayong may common script? Yan. So for the following slide, I'm going to use some suggestions on what to include regarding the protocol. And number 1 is your guidance for answering calls, which will be discussed later on in the listening part. Okay, yung guidelines. Paano ba tayo sumagot ng tawag? Number 2 is monitoring of callers. Okay, should it be a requirement to note any statistical information such as age or gender? So you have to take note of that, no? At kung kailangan nyo na kunin yung pangalan, edad, or gender, or iba pang impormasyon nila, then we have to ask for their consent and their permission. However, kung ayaw nilang ibigay, hindi ba ibig sabihin na ika-cancel mo na yung call o ika-cancel mo na yung PFA, dapat ibigay mo pa rin yung PFA. Sunod is literacy and information drive. Meron ba kayong updated na impormasyon tungkol sa COVID? Meron ba kayong mga websites na alam or mga measures na sinasabi ng otoridad tungkol sa pangangalaga ng sarili at pangangalaga laban sa COVID? Okay? So dapat meron tayong available na mga resources regarding this, no? So dapat naka-prepare natin 'yan. Number 4 is on referral system. So again, well, this is in the linking part and this will be provided to you guys. So you will be guided accordingly for referral. Number 5, education. Do you have resources or materials? Or do you have an updated list of links and other information about psychoeducational materials na maaari nating i-share or ibigay dun sa mga tatawag or hihingi ng impormasyon. Yan. So dapat meron din tayo nito. And number 6, which is a also very important, care for carers. Ayan, na-discuss naman natin yan before dun sa MHPSS at PFA training nyo, yung self-care, care for carers. So you do not forget not to take care of yourself. It could be helpful if there will be something like a debriefing following a duty or gumawa ka ng mga pamamaraan for you to be able to cope and help yourself. after you have received inquiries for psychological first aid. Okay? So that basically is the look part, which is which is the whole preparation phase. So dapat ihanda mo lahat ng iyan bago ka makapag-conduct mismo ng psychological first aid. Okay? So again, kung re-reviewin natin ang loop, it's about assessing and planning. Okay? So punta na tayo sa sunod. Ang sunod natin na action principle is the principle of listen. Yan. So this will serve now as our guidance for answering and responding to calls. Okay? So PFA can be in the form of audiovisual or audio or only audio or auditive contacts only. Okay? So ito yung bago natin talaga sagutin yung mga tawag, ito yung ilan sa mga konsiderasyon natin on how we can handle calls. Okay? So remember, number 1, to exercise empathy and warmth. Okay? That's important. So if you are using voice calls or yung boses lang, nag-uusap lang kayo sa telepono, for you to be able to show empathy and warmth, make sure to speak slowly, dahan-dahan, clearly, malinaw, and calmly, mahinahon, and to modulate voice that shows care in order to communicate empathy and warmth. Understanding of events and allow for ventilation of frustration. Okay? We accept, we do not judge. So kung may nagkikwento sa atin, hayaan lang natin silang magsalita at makikinig tayo. Number 4, safety. If you are talking to a very worried caller, it is important to create a sense of calm and safety by using, again, a calm tone of voice. Okay? So kalmado lang, no? Na pananalita. So kung gagamit naman tayo, wait lang po, may iba pong Kita pa po ba yung screen ko? Kasi may lumabas
I'm so sorry, Sir Dan. Ma'am? Ma'am, pwede pong pa-end po natin ang ating presentation. Ma'am Jamela? Ma'am Jamela Davao? Ma'am, pa-end po na. Ayan. Thank you
Ayan.
po.
Sige po, wait lang. Ibabalik ko lang po ulit. Ayan, kita na po ba, Miss Joanne?
Yes, Sir Dan. Kita na po namin. Thank you.
Okay, sige po. So balik tayo no dun sa safety, no. So yun po kapag sa boses, no, dapat kalmado yung tono ng pananalita natin. Kapag meron naman po tayong kunyari video call yung ginamit natin, maaari po tayong gumamit ng visuals, no, yung pinapakita natin na safe siya, or gagamit tayo, yun, kagaya nito, mag-i-screen share tayo ng mga material, no, na maaaring magpakita sa kanya na siya ay nasa isang safe at ligtas. Okay? Number 5, asking the right questions. We all know that PFA is not critical incident stress debriefing. So we do not usually ask the questions what, when, where, ganyan. Especially the question why. But if ever, no, kasi we will engage naman in conversation. As much as possible, we use open-ended questions to clarify. Okay, to clarify points or to confirm. kung ano yung sinasabi ng caller. So we ask one question at a time and avoid interpreting what the caller is saying. And number 6, be aware that it is normal to react with anger, frustration, or confusion when experiencing adversity. Huwag ka magpapanik. Kunwari, narinig mo yung tumawag sa'yo na nag-iiyak ka agad. Huwag po tayo magpapanik. Kasi alam natin na yung nararamdaman nila ay mga normal na reaksyon lamang sa isang abnormal na sitwasyon. So dapat, the more na mas pakikinggan natin sila. Okay? So yan yung mga skills na dapat makuha natin in answering calls. So paano na po yung actual na pag-respond sa mga tawag? Okay? How do we now answer calls? So I am going to provide to you a step-by-step guide. So number 1, excuse me, begin by introducing yourself. It's your name, your organization, excuse me, and your position in the organization. Ayan, so dapat inform sila. Number 2, itanong mo kung paano ka makakatulong sa kanila. Ask how you can be of help. No? So you may ask, how may I help you? No? May you also ask for your name so that I know what to call you. Okay? So kung ayaw niya ibigay yung pangalan niya or yung identity niya, it's okay. Still continue. No? Mas importante yung naibibigay mo na tulong. Pangatlo, agree on the duration of the call. If you're only planning to receive calls for around 30 to 45 minutes, let the caller know that you are only doing it in a short period, in that period of time. Para magkaroon yung caller, magkaroon na siya ng setting of expectations na dapat may address at may bigay niya yung concerns niya within that period of time. Okay? Number 4, we listen to the practical and emotional needs of the caller. And in doing so, we should help them in these 5 different aspects. Number 1, we help them in exploring their emotions. So should the caller be worried, explore what the person is particularly worried about and what their specific concerns are. Halimbawa, maaari nyo po bang masabi sa akin kung ano yung inyong pangamba, no? Nasabi niyo po kanina sa inyong kwento na kayo ay nag-aalala. Maaari po bang malaman kung ano yung mga bagay na sanhi ng inyong pag-aalala? Ayan. So we explore. Number 2, we help in normalizing their reactions. So in case of extreme stress, worry, fear, or loss of control, we assure and normalize these reactions by explaining that such feelings are normal during any crisis event. Okay, yung usual na cue natin na lahat ito ay normal lamang. Number 3, we have to assist them in learning about COVID. Okay? So another option na maaari nating maibigay sa kanila para mabawasan yung worry nila is to mention how having updates and correct information about COVID is helpful for them. Sabi nga nila, maganda ang may alam. So dapat alam nila ang mga impormasyon na ito. Number 4, we help them in accepting emotions. Tanggapin ang kanilang mga nararamdaman. At isa sa mga maaari nating gawin para madali nilang matanggap ang kanilang mga nararamdaman ay sa pamamagitan ng pagtulong sa kanila na ma-identify at mapangalanan, to identify and name those emotions so that it would be easy for them to acknowledge that they are feeling such emotions. And then, number 5, we help them in setting their own limits. Halimbawa, ang sanhi ng worry ng tao ay yung mga nababasa niya na post sa social media. So dapat, isasuggest natin na bawasan niya yung masyado niyang pagpo-post sa Facebook or yung masyado niyang pang-aaway sa Facebook. Kasi kung yun yung nagiging source ng stress niya or bawasan ng time ng panonood sa TV. Okay? So setting limits. Number 5 is that we ask about coping, self-care, and stress management. No? So we ask the caller usually what they usually do to cope with difficult situations and feel better. Ano kaya yung ginagawa nila before na nakakatulong sa kanila in times of a crisis? Baka kasi marahil yung mga ginagawa nila before ay makakatulong din sa kanila ngayon. So have them name a few of them and discuss if they can be useful for the current situation. Ayan. But in case, kunwari yung caller, nagtanong siya for recommendations, you as the PFA provider should be prepared, no? And you should suggest other exercises, coping techniques na maaari niyang gamitin, such as breathing exercises, such as relaxation techniques, progressive muscle relaxation, grounding, mindfulness. Yan, pwede natin itong ituro sa kanila. Okay? So matapos natin silang turuan, pupunta tayo sa number 6, no? Matapos yung mga bagay na na-identify ninyo sa mga maaari niyang gawin, tanungin natin siya na sa mga bagay na iyon, ano ba yung mga maaari niyang gawin? Na sa palagay niya ay kanyang mismong magagawa. And after identifying, we ask the caller to list down all of these things para the caller will be able to put this into practice. And then we can also ask them to write other sources of inspiration, no, that can help them get through the crisis. Okay? So that is for listening. Okay? So some guidelines, no, kung paano tayo tatanggap ng tawag. So after ng listening part, pumunta na tayo sa huling bahagi, which is linking. And this is about referring and ending call. And baka rin kasi mapansin ninyo, there are some items here in link that overlaps with the listening part. So yung part na yon sa listening tsaka linking, nag-overlap sila, kaya sabay silang nangyayari. Halimbawa na lang ay ito. We help people address basic needs and cope with their problems. Ayan. So, di ba, yung mga coping skills, mga ganyan-ganyan, yung mga sanihingi ng tulong. So, nasa listening part yon, but at the same time, tinuturuan na rin natin silang mag-link. Okay? So, if the caller needs some practical or emotional assistance, the PFA provider should refer the caller to specialized services. And again, merong listahan ang DepEd na ipapamigay sa inyo. Mamaya ipapakita ko yung list na yon na inyong maaaring gamitin. Number 2, ayan. So, na-discuss na naman ito sa inyo before. So, dapat binabalikan uli natin, no, yung mga kondisyon kung kailan ba tayo kailangan mag-refer. Okay? Na yung tumawag yung caller natin needs specialized support. Okay? So ito yung mga kondisyon kung kung kailan tayo magre-refer. Okay? Halimbawa, meron nang nangyayaring mga abuso, hindi na makatulog, hindi na makakain, no, may self-harm na or harm to others. So kailangan na ng specialized support. Number 2, give information. Ask what they know and believe about the virus and where and how they get updated information. Now, kung babalikan natin dun sa listening part, parang may kinalaman siya dun sa learning about COVID. Okay? Number 3, connect to social support. Tanungin natin sila kung paano sila nag-stay in touch or nakikipag-communicate sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay, mga kaibigan, mga katrabaho, at iba pang mga importanteng tao sa buhay nila.
Okay? Kasi baka mamaya hindi pala kinakausap yung mga friends nila, etc. And then, tanungin din natin sila, paano sila nakaka-access ng religion? Sila ba ay nakakasamba pa, nakakasimba, nakakapagdasal? Paano nila nakukuha yung suporta ng kanilang mga ministro or mga pari? Okay? Or mga iba pang religious leaders. So dapat tinutulungan din natin sila na lapitan ang mga taong ito. Pang-apat is on referral itself. So ask if there are any practical problem or challenges. Babalik ulit tayo dito sa considerations for referral. So kung kailangan ng referral, i-refer natin. Okay? Kung hindi naman, then hindi niya kailangan ng tulong. Okay? And then finally, we end the conversation. Tatapusin na natin yung pag-provide ng psychological first aid. So we summarize the conversation by highlighting key issues discussed and the action points identified. So uulitin nyo, parang review kayo ng ginawa ninyo, na pag-usapan ninyo, para mas tumaas yung memory recall, no? And then you agree on a follow-up kung meron and kung posible, and then you end the call by thanking for the conversation. Okay? So that basically is how you do psychological first aid, no? By doing the action principles of look, listen, and link, and adapt it, ina-adapt natin sa isang remote version. Okay? Na usually sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng phone calls or video calls. Okay? So matapos nating malaman yan, ano ba, kaya na ba natin, no? Alam na ba natin yung gagawin? Hopefully, yes. No? Kasi nga, we were trained to do this before. However, we have to mind ourselves of some important issues regarding the conduct of psychological first aid. At isa sa mga issue dito has something to do with the participation and access, no, of marginalized and vulnerable people when it comes to psychosocial support initiatives. Bakit? Kasi limitado or wala silang access pagdating sa technology. Okay? So paano kaya ito magagawa ng paraan? No, sometimes the answers to this is already beyond, no, our capacity. So mahalaga na at least may mechanism na ginagawa para sa mga marginalized and vulnerable. Pangalawa, aside from yung mga common issues at concerns na may kinalaman sa COVID, hindi natin maiiwasan no na may mga tatawag sa atin na ang issue ay hindi COVID, pero mga issue na related sa isang outbreak, related sa enhanced community quarantine. At ano yon? Number 1, potential increase in child abuse. Okay, so baka may tatawag sa inyo niyan. Ano yung gagawin mo? Number 2, domestic or intimate partner violence. Number 3, substance abuse. And number 4, anxiety related to facing severe economic hardships. So at least meron tayong crisis management protocols on hand on how we can handle such situations. Pero given, no, for example, yung sa domestic, intimate partner violence, substance abuse, anxiety, pwede na itong ibigay sa specialized services. Pero for child abuse, there's a special protocol that should be followed, and ito po ay parte ng dokumento na ibibigay sa inyo. Sunod ay may kinalaman po sa social stigma. At ito po ay nasa sa ating banda bilang tayo ay mga responders. So in summary, ang sinasabi lang po dito ay mag-iingat tayo sa mga salita na manggagaling sa ating mga bibig. Mag-iingat po tayo sa mga salita na ating gagamitin, especially when referring to COVID and persons related to related to na may relasyon sa COVID. Halimbawa, yung paggamit ng Wuhan virus, Chinese virus, COVID victims, COVID suspects, no? Plague, apocalypse, katapusan na ng mundo. Okay, kasi po ang paggamit ng ito ay maaaring humantong sa social stigma. Okay? And then, some important planning considerations. Well, okay na po ito, naayos na ito ng DepEd DRRMS. So, hindi ko na po kailangang ibigay ito sa inyo. Kasi ito po ay naihanda na nila at ready na naibigay sa inyo. So, ito po, ito na lang, dito na ako magfo-focus na ito po yung ilan sa mga tanong, no, na pwede nating itanong na kaya nating sagutin in advance. Okay, kung sakali na iisipin natin na mag-conduct ng psychological first aid, halimbawa, anong technology yung gagamitin ko? Phone lang ba? Cellphone lang ba? Or laptop or tablet? No? Pangatlo, paano kung may problema ako sa signal or internet? Paano kaya yung gagawin ko? Saang parte ng bahay ako pipwesto kasi doon malakas ang signal? Aakit ba ako ng bundok o ng puno para lang magkaroon ng signal? Pangatlo, wala akong gadget, no? Pero gusto kong tumulong. Anong pwede kong gawin? Maghihiram ba ako ng gadget sa kakilala ko? Or bibili ba ako? Wow, no, parang pwede tayo lumabas na para bumili. Pang-apat, well, hindi ako marunong gumamit ng mga Google Meets na yan. No? Kaya hanggat maaga, pag-aralan na. At panglima, what if mag-fail yung communication channel na meron ako? Ano yung option na meron pa ako na pwede kong gamitin na backup? Okay? At kapag na-consider na natin ang mga yan, yung mga issues at yung mga bagay na yan, I guess we are ready for psychological first aid. No? At sa panghuli, lagi nating tandaan, no, that our negative responses to COVID-19 are but normal reactions to an abnormal situation. We can actively do our part by focusing on things that we can control, especially, for example, keeping safe, taking care of ourselves, and preventing the spread of the virus. No? So we focus on the things we can control and let go of those things that we cannot. So with that, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you'll be able to apply remote psychological first aid after this session. Okay? Miss Joanne? Sino bang Miss Joanne nga?
Hello, Sir Dan. Thank you very much po sa inyong discussion on MHPSS, psychological first aid, and of course, yung mga dapat nating pagtatandaan kung talagang gagawin natin yung remote PFA. Okay, so Sir Dan, may mga questions na kaming nakalap mula sa ating mga participants. No?
Yes po.
Ano po ba kayo?
Yes
okay.
po.
So ito po, parang medyo nasagutin na rin po kanina dun sa mga paunang questions na dapat itanong sa sarili kung magagawa nga ng remote PFA. Ito po ay mula kay Sir Francis Constantine Lucero. Not possible pa rin ng virtual communication dito. Walang signal sa bundok, wala ring CP ang mga tao. Parang ano daw po ba ang pwede nilang gawin? And may assistance for the field workers, baka sagutin namin dito sa DepEd. Pero aside po sa remote PFA, Sir Dan, ano po kaya ang pwedeng ibigay na assistance pang ating mga kasama dito sa DepEd para sa kanilang mga katrabaho, kapamilya, kaibigan na nangangailangan ngayon ng support on mental health?
That's actually a very tricky question, no? Bakit? Kasi wala kasi tayong means, no? Pero gusto natin tumulong. Tapos, ang pinaka-option kasi natin ay paggamit nga ng technology, no? Cellphone, laptop, pag-text, pagtawag. So, paano yung kondisyon na wala kaming magagamit, wala kaming anything, no? Para kasi ang mahirap sabihin na, lalong-lalo na yung mga lugar na walang signal, na kahit may cellphone ka, hindi mo siya magagamit, no? Parang ang hirap sabihin na we try to compensate, no, using, nga parang kung pwede ba natin silang dalawin, pero dadalawin natin sila in such a way that we will still maintain physical distance, hindi natin sila magbebeso or kakamayan, no? So that's very tricky, no? Kasi kung tutuusin, pwede naman natin gawin 'yon, no? But then again, we have to remember that we have a current rule right now, no, that prohibits us for doing so. Okay? So, pagdating doon, no, I guess that is one aspect, no, that DepEd or DRRMS can explore, no, kung paano ba mabibridge, no, yung distansya na yon, lalong-lalo na at walang pamamaraan or mechanism para ma-bridge, no, yung physical distance na yon. So I guess that is one important consideration na maaari nating pag-isipan, no? Lalong-lalo na si Sir kung meron siyang any suggestions in mind na pwede niya ibigay sa DRMS para mas makatulong. Pero yun yung opinion ko regarding the question.
Thank you, sir. Ito naman pong concern niyo on assistance for field workers. Ayan, we don't have concrete ano pa po dito. Actually po, we had a meeting with DHROD yesterday pa lang, and may mga pinag-usapan po tungkol po dito. So abangan niyo po yun. Ito po, question naman kay mula kay Sir Jimmy Santos ng Baguio City. Paano po kapag nag-set na kayo ng time between your client, for example, binigay niya po is 30 minutes lang na call, then hindi pa siya tapos. How to end that po?
Well, it has now something to do with how the responder now will facilitate the usapan, no? Kasi ano rin yan parang skill din yan na paano mo ididirekta yung nagsasalita dun sa mga punto na kailangan niyang sabihin, no? Pero yun nga, pero kung sakaling mag-extend na beyond the time, then we can give naman some allowance kasi baka nga mamaya marami ring dinadala yung caller, no? So i-encourage pa rin natin siya na magsalita, but then again we should put extra guidance, no? Extra guidance dun sa tumatawag para again magkaroon ng order yung conversation, para pumapasok pa rin tayo dun sa mga dapat concerns na address. Ayan.
Okay, thank you po. Ayan po, another question po. About coping mechanism naman, how are we going to say or tell the person we're talking to without offending them na we are giving we are giving PFA.
Whether ba yung ginagawa niyang coping mechanism ng taong iyon is talagang nakakatulong sa kanya or hindi, no? So importante na ma-establish natin yon. And then it is part of course psychoeducation also to point out na lalong-lalo na kung yung sinasabi ng taong yon is something that is maladaptive, no? Well, kasi kapag maladaptive coping naman, usually ibinibigay na natin din yan for referral lalong-lalo na kung yung maladaptive na coping niya has something to do with substance abuse, yung pag-iinom, labis sa pag-iinom, labis sa paniregerilyo, or paggamit ng pinagbabawal na gamot, no? So yung mga ganitong maladaptive for referral na siya. Pero may mga maladaptive naman na parang in excess lang, kunwari sobrang pagtulog, sobrang pagkain. So, pwede nating i-point yon na pagdating sa self-care, it's all about moderation. Ayan, moderation and balance para hindi ma-offend yung tao. Pero kung yung mga sobra-sobra na maladaptive, then it's already for referral. Para safe na rin yung responder na hindi magkamali dun sa mga possible na sabihin niya. Ayun.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Meron pa po tayo ditong more questions pa. So ito po, from Sir Hajar Caballo, how do we know if a person is ready to do PFA online? Are there guidelines or assessment tool na pwede po gamitin?
Sino po ang ready? Yung sila ba?
Yeah, the responder po.
Kung ready na sila, diba, lahat naman po ba, nakapag-training na before on PFA, right? So, ano na lang, kung pagiging ready personally, no, kagaya nung, kasi part to ng self-care kung maaalala nyo kung re-reviewin natin yung MHPSS PFA training na ginawa nyo before, that you have to check whether you are physically, emotionally, and psychologically ready before you involve yourself doing psychosocial support. Dapat ready tayo mismo physically sa sarili natin. And then, syempre, yung pagiging ready na yon, ma-augment siya nung training na meron ka. Basta naman po may training kayo in MHPSS and PFA, and then may mandate sa inyo na gawin ito, maaaring yung gawin iyon. Okay? Yung ang sulod na lang na question doon is yung sinabi ko kanina, whether yun nga, if you are physically, emotionally, mentally, and psychologically prepared. Because if you're not, then opt out po muna kayo sa pag-conduct ng PFA. Ayan, probably next time. Yan po.
Thank you po, Sir Dan. So, ayan, as per the guidelines po, ayan, nakausap namin kahapon ang mga representatives po ng BHROD kasi tinitingnan po talaga kung paano nga po ba talaga makakatulong ang DepEd sa mental health ngayon ng ating mga personnel, lalo po na po ng ating mga personnel. So isa po sa mga tinitingnan ay ang pagpapalabas po ng isang guidelines on how are we going to respond to COVID-19. So, ayan po. At meron pa po ditong mga tanong, Sir Dan. Sorry po, So, ito po na. So, ito po. What should be the words to use to avoid social stigma? Ito po ay tanong ni Sir Jim Lucine.
Ayun po. Ibibigay ko naman po sa inyo yung slides. Kung ibabalik ko sa slide, ang mga nakalagay po doon, yung don't. So, basically, you just follow yung mga don'ts na yon, and then you can do practically say, basta po, wag po tayong gagamit ng mga salita that would point na parang dinidiscriminate natin or may prejudice tayo. Kunwari, yun nga po, yung pagsasabi na sila ay victims, ganyan, or suspect, na parang napaka-heinous crime naman yung ginamit nila. So, mas gagamit po tayo ng mga neutral na terms. And yung mga terms po na ginagamit scientifically or medically, ayan, in referring to COVID. Ayan.
Okay, thank you very much po, Sir Dan. So, ang iba naman po dito, nasagot niyo naman po kanina, for example, ito pong, how about the confidentiality po in conducting remote PFA? Na discuss niyo po ito kanina. And ito lang po, mula po kay Ma'am Hazel Badayos, are we going to use a new number for these services, not the personal one? And ayun po, create a new Facebook account for this.
Yan po ay nasa arrangements nyo na po, no? Pero ngayon po kasi doon po sa mga alam ko na mga nagbibigay ng mga PFA ngayon, ang ginagamit, parang nagki-create sila ng Facebook page na doon pumapasok lahat ng inquiry para centralized. Tapos, yung mga numbers na ginagamit nila ng ibang mga volunteers ay mga personal na numbers nila. Ang hindi ko na lang po alam kung bumili ba sila ng bagong SIM, no? Pero ito po ay mga numbers na nakadirekta mismo doon sa responder. So So yun po yung na-observe ko dun sa mga iba na merong PFA hotlines. Ayun po.
So, ito sir, no, parang it is up to the office,
Yeah.
after in case of DepEd division, kung paano po yung mechanism na gagamitin nila sa pag-provide po ng remote psychological first aid. So,
Yes.
ayan, thank you po sir. Ito na po siguro ang last question natin for Sir Dan's presentation from Mr. Giancarlo Seniza. Is it wise po ba na mag-conduct ng PFA during this time or should we wait till matapos ang crisis?
Oh, that's a very good question, no? Kasi 'di ba usually parang train tayo to conduct psychological first aid every after a crisis situation, every after a disaster. But right now we are facing a different kind of crisis. And actually, kung babalikan din natin yung when ng PFA, pwede rin siya during the crisis, no? And pwede tayong, kaya kino-conduct din natin yung PFA ngayon because as much as possible, no, we would like to develop, no, yung coping and yung resilience ng tao na habang nangyayari yung crisis na ito, the person also goes into some kind of personal development na nakakasabay siya dun sa crisis, nakakasabay sa in such a way na nakaka-cope siya, and then mas nagiging matatag siya, no, in facing the current adversity. Para kapag natapos itong crisis na ito, mas lalong na-develop yung personality ng taong iyon. Ayan, kaya ini-encourage na, kaya possible ang PFA while still ongoing yung COVID crisis natin ngayon. And isa rin kasi sa mga natin dito, isa rin kasi sa mga goals natin dito sa PFA is to help people access specialized services. For example, access ng basic needs and access ng psychosocial support. So, ayun. So, isa rin to sa mga goals ng PFA. Kaya, very timely pa rin siya ngayon. Yun po.
Ayan. Thank you very much po, Sir Dan, sa inyo pong discussion on importance of mental wellness at COVID-19 crisis. Okay, welcome back po, moms and sirs. Ayan, sa ating second half ng webinar. Ayan, tapos na po tayong malaman ko ng COVID, paano natin mapapanghalagahan ng mental health. Ngayon meron tayong nararanasang pandemic. May mga nabigay na rin sa atin si Sir Dan na mga do's and don'ts, no? Kaya naman ngayon po, pag-uusapan naman natin yung art-based coping activities na pwede natin gawin ngayong panahon to. Narito po ay art-based coping activities. Kasama po natin ang ating mga kaibigan mula sa Cultural Center of the Philippines. Alam ko po, ang iba sa inyo, kilalang-kilala na itong mga kaibigan natin sa CCP dahil sila po ang tumulong sa atin para po mabuo yung art-based psychological first aid po na ginagawa natin sa Department of Education. And aside from that po, hindi kasama din natin sila sa actual provision po ng PFA pag may mga nasasalanta pong mga eskwelahan at mga probinsya. So yan po, ikinagagala ko po ipakilala sa inyo ang ating mga kaibigan mula sa Cultural Center of the Philippines, si Mr. Carl G. po, and si J.K. Anicoche. Kasama rin po pala nila si Ma'am Eva Marie Salvador, ang Arts Education Department Head, at si Miss Yang Gatcharian. Hello, JK and Carl.
Hi, magandang hapon po. Good afternoon sa ating lahat.
Good afternoon, JK. Ayan, nasa Mindanao cluster na tayo, kuya.
Hello po sa mga kaibigan dyan, sa mga nakasama ko nakarang mga taon. Kuya Carl, nandito ka ba?
Hello Kuya JK. Hello sa mga taga Mindanao, sa ating mga kaibigan natin dyan. I'm excited. Sige lang.
Okay, so sige po, sisimulan na po natin. Ayan, kumusta po kayong lahat? Ayan, So pwede po
Okay
tayo-
naman kami.
Okay, sige po. So, ngayong hapon po, tayo ay gagawa ng ilang activities na maaari natin gawin sa mga ating mga learners na nasa remote na mga areas. Ito, i-explain ko po muna po na kung ano yung arts therapy program ng Cultural Center of the Philippines. Mamaya, pwede rin po kayong magtanong. Okay? Ang Cultural Center of the Philippines Arts Therapy Program ay tinatawag na Sining Galing, isang psychosocial intervention using the arts. So, bakit sining? Bakit ang arts? Kasi ito yung ating expression of feelings, thoughts, and stories and narratives about certain situations. Dito din lumalabas ang ating creativity at imagination. At ang sining po ay may connection to the soul. At lastly, ito ay may pursue sa excellence para maging mas mahusay pa tayo at maging mas mabuti. Diba? So, sining galing. Bakit sining galing? May tatlong pakahulugan po, no? Tatlong ibig sabihin yung galing na ginagamit natin. Sining galing refers to health or healing o nakapaggagaling. Merong therapeutic aspects ang sining, particularly in the areas of expression and reflection kapag ginagamit po ito. Sining galing or sining galing refers to the source or coming from the people's art forms and culture. So, kanina, yung nauna po natin, sining na nakapaggagaling. Ang sumunod naman ay sining na galing sa taong bayan at sa lokalidad. At ang panghuli, sining galing also refers to excellence o yung husay natin, no? Na napapakita through creativity, resourcefulness, yung kakayahan natin na maibsan ang mga pagsubok at ang kakayahan din natin na mag-imagine at mag-isip kung ano pa yung pwedeng puntahan na bukas ng isang yung buhay o ng isang komunidad. So, ayan po. Ang structure po natin sa mga nakapag-workshop na nitong nakaraang mga taon, kung naalala po ninyo ito, at ito po ay naka-integrate din sa TFA module ng DepEd. 3 R's, merong release, reflect, and redirect. Ano po bang ibig sabihin nito ulit? Ang mga activities natin na release gamit ang art ay para sa first expression. Release lang natin yung mga pakiramdam, yung mga agam-agam, problema, at nire-release din natin yung mga kakayahan ng mga tao. Pagkatapos nating maisagawa ito, gagawa tayo ng mga activities para sa reflection or kung saan magmumuni-muni tayo, isipan at pakikinggan natin, no, kung ano yung pakiramdam natin at ano yung pananaw natin sa mga nangyari sa paligid natin. And lastly, redirection o yung visioning. Kumbaga, mula dito saan kaya tayo pwedeng tumungo. So, yun. Ang iba't ibang mga art forms, kung nakakala po natin, meron po tayong expressions tulad ng theater, dance, music, mga pelikula. Sino po dito ang napapadalas mag-YouTube o Netflix? O manood sa Facebook, di po ba? Sino nagti-TikTok, sumasayaw? So ito po ay mga expressions na pwede po nating i-explore tulad ng theater, dance, music, literature, film, at visual arts. Ginagamit din natin to sa reflection. Sino po, yes, sabi ni Ma'am Daisy, mahilig na siya sa YouTube. Sino po dito ang nagti-TikTok? Si Ma'am Hazel daw. Ang mga nagdo-drawing para makapag-reflect sa mga nangyayari, meron po ba? So pamamaraan din po yun para sa reflection. And lastly, nakakatulong din ito para sa redirection o paglawak ng ating imagination. Kung ang ilan naman sa inyo may mga nagsusulat ng tula or paminsan, di ba, mga bata, ginagawa natin ng kwento, tayo mismo yung nag-iimbento. So ito po yung iba't ibang mga ano natin. Okay? Sige po. So, susundan na po ito ng activity ni Kuya Carl. At habang nag-activity po tayo, isusulat ko pa yung instructions para just in case na tayo ay bumagal ang internet o hindi magkaintindihan, sulat ko pa rin po. Okay? Para po sa lahat, pasensya na at hindi tayo magkakasama talaga, pero mainam po na buksan natin yung mga videos natin para kahit paano maramdaman natin na tayo ay connected sa isa't isa.
Once again, that was Sir Dan Paulo R. Yema on the talk regarding the mental health and psychosocial first aid and Sining Galing Part 1. So let me remind everyone, our attendance is now available. So don't forget to have your attendance in this afternoon session. And also, our evaluation, kung sino pang hindi nakapag-evaluate, please do have your evaluation for this day. So let's proceed. As the introduction of the speaker from Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Unit. Let's welcome on screen again the Curriculum and Learning Management Division Chief, Dr. Janet J. Veloso. And this is to be followed by the Executive Assistant to the Undersecretary of Administration, Head of ICTU, Sir Mark C.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I know that you are all excited to meet our speaker today, particularly to share with us on learning management system. We just don't know that he is the angel of DepEd because when he entered DepEd, it was already the onset for us to really embrace that digital rise. So there are things that we should have prepared before, but with him, it seems that we did exponentially in terms of our preparation. And so we are very lucky this afternoon to have with us the executive assistant to the undersecretary for administration from the office of Undersecretary Elaine Delby Pasqua. We have this afternoon no less than Mr. Mark Anthony C. Steele.
Hello po. Hi, Dr. Janet. Hello po to all of our Region 11 participants and attendees in this webinar session. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. I need to cover my face. Pasensya na po because just recently, actually kagabi po, medyo nilalagnat ako. But the good thing, okay na po ako and I have a normal temperature already. Medyo kinabahan ako, sabi ko na hindi ako pwede magkasakit. Ano lang po siya, nilagnat dahil sa sobrang pagod.
Yeah, hindi pwede magkasakit ang angel namin. Oh.
Salamat po. At ako rin po ay very thankful sa mga prayers na aking natatanggap. Ayan, maraming salamat po talaga sa inyong lahat. So, Dr. Janet, thank you for allowing me to share these things to our participants, especially all about the learning management system. Ayan. The DepEd Learning Management System is actually a pioneer program of the department regarding the innovation side. At sabi nga natin, when we talk about digital rise, everybody is included. So the LMS that we have is actually inclusive. Para lang po sa kaalaman, Dr. Janet, ito po yung aking ginawa just recently at na-post ko po siya sa aking social media. I am very happy because I have learned how to utilize a screen reader for the blind. At yun po yung aking ginagamit. Sabi ko, napakahirap tulungan ang ating mga blind learners kung ako mismo ay hindi ko alam kung paano gamitin. So I tried my best to really understand the feature so that we could include that one in our learning management system. So I'm very happy that it is included. So we now have already an accessibility feature for the deaf learners, and now we also have for the blind learners as well. So yung po ang ating makikitang capability ng ating learning management system. And of course, we need the support of the teachers on how we're going to utilize this. So just to give a background, what is a learning management system? LMS is a platform that we need to use in order for us to bridge the online synchronous and online asynchronous classes. Likewise, if we have these DepEd Commons to be whitelisted, same thing as the DepEd Commons, this will run even if you don't have in load or even if you don't have a data credits. Yun na lang, itong pakisok natin sa ating telcos. sana lumakas ang mga signal ng ating mga cell sites dahil nakabatay po ito sa signal talaga. So if there is a signal, then we can access these things. Aside from that, ano ang ilalaman ng ating LMS? This one, we can structure all of our materials, whether it is a worksheet, the created regional module, or the standardized module, or the ADM crafted in the central office level. Kasi meron po tayong on top of it na QA. Currently, meron po tayong mga materials na ongoing po ang kanilang quality assurance, and once it is ready, everything will be posted for free. Wag po kayo mag-alala, libre po yung magagamit. However, just an information to the public, the DepEd Learning Management System is only open for the public schools. Hindi po siya open kasi for the private schools. But wag po kayo mag-alala, ang para naman po sa private schools, pwede naman ma-access ang ating DepEd Commons. Now, ano pa ang makikita sa LMS? These things, gaya ng mga automation of quizzes, paano i-automate ang auto-checking of grades, lahat po yun ay nandoon. Sa mga susunod na araw, kami po ay maglalabas sa telebisyon ng iba't ibang mga strategiya. So kung dati nakikita nyo kami in a webinar format, ang good news, makikita nyo rin po kami sa TV. So hindi ko lang po ma-indicate kung anong channel po ito, but tomorrow actually, magkakaroon po kasi ng mga orientation regarding this sa ating mga regional directors, sa ating mga CID chiefs sa buong bansa, para ma-orient po sila kung paano po magse-select ng tinatawag natin na teacher broadcaster. Lahat po ng mga maipoproduce, yan din po ay mailalagay natin sa ating learning management system. And lastly, ano ang kinagandahan po nito? We can monitor the progress of our learners. We can monitor the progress of our teachers in terms of their professional development. At aside po doon, yung ating mga mag-aaral. Gaya ng aking nabanggit, huwag po kayong mag-alala dahil simula next week, tayo po ay magkakaroon ng staggered session. Pag sinabi po natin staggered session, may session po tayo from the upper level kasi kinakailangan namin maturuan ng managerial skills ng LMS. Pababa po yun sa ating mga guro. So, abangan nyo po next week. Ibibigay ko po mamaya kay Sir Rick Ginto yung mismong status ng program. Pwedeng ako ang makita ninyo o pwedeng ibang mga personnel po sa Educational Technology Unit. But rest assured that we will do it in a creative fashion. Yung laging sinasabi, creative fashion, bakit? Sisiguraduhin namin na kapag tinuro po ito ay mauunawaan ninyo from start to finish. At gumagawa po kami ng mga instructional video or short packets para po kung sakaling meron tayong hindi naintindihan na isang portion ay maaari po nating balikan, and we will make it available starting Monday next week. Ngayon po ay shooting po kami talaga. So sa ating mga participants, maraming salamat po at patuloy po tayong magtiwala sa ating kagawaran na ginagawa po ang lahat para ma-continue ang ating education. At kaisa niyo po kami. Diyan po sa Region 11 na tutulungan po namin kayo sa bagong normal ng pagbabahagi ng kaalaman sa ating mga mag-aaral at ganoon din sa ating mga kaguruan. Kaya, sulong edukalidad. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, and that was Dr. Janet Veloso, the CLMD Chief, and also Sir Mark C., the Executive Assistant to Undersecretary of Administration and the Head of ICTU. You've heard the important topics regarding the different concerns, updates, and information related to our profession as teachers and also the whole educational system in these times of pandemic. I hope you have learned, and I hope you'll be able to use it practically as teachers, not just teachers, but as well to our school heads who are watching and other DepEd personnel also who are watching with us. So now I'm going to present to you the attendance dashboard for this day. Controller, can you please show it on screen? Our day 4 early birds. Okay, congratulations to in the elementary level. Bacalso Michelle from Santo Niño Elementary School. Tortoga Luchi from Tubod Elementary School. Luminayas Lo from Tuganay Elementary School. Wow, my co-host, Ma'am Irene Bores from Carmen Central Elementary School SPED Center. And Pahente Sara from Tupod Elementary School. Okay, let's proceed to the secondary level. Estabaya Verchi from Carmen National High School. Etorma Jane from Alihal National High School. Derecho Marianais from Carmen National High School. Piquero Raiden Lin from Carmen National High School. And lastly, Villaruz baby girl Venus Marie from La Paz National High School. So congratulations to all our early birds. Okay, we have here as well the overall. In Carmen District, we have Bacalso Michelle from Santo Niño Elementary School. Estabaya Verchi from Carmen National High School. Tortoga Luchi from Tubod Elementary School. Etorma Jane from Alihal National High School, and Luminarias Lu from Tuganay Elementary School. Once again, congratulations to all our early bird participants for this day. So here are the responses of our attendance. So as you can see, we have the percentage in every level. In the elementary, junior, and senior high school, we all have 644 responses. And then, as you look at the attendance dashboard, so here's the percentage of those who have their attendance. So there are schools na hindi pa po 100%. So merong hindi naka-attendance talaga. So that's why we, the host, really keep on reminding you to have your attendance in every day or within the day, and also evaluation as well. So Alihal Elementary School, we have 90%. Anibungan Elementary School, 106%. So ning labaw siya, it means murag na nagdoble. No? Or then from Asuncion Elementary School, we have 89%. Carmen Central, we have 99%. Cebolano Elementary School, we have 93%. Guadalupe from 110%. La Paz Elementary School or Pinta Sabarat Elementary School, 100%. Mabaos Elementary School, 100%. Mabuhay Elementary School, 91%. Magsaysay Elementary School, 93%. Mangalcal Elementary School, 94%. And Minda Elementary School, 100%. Also in the high school, Carmen National High School, we have 94%. Alihal National High School, we have 100%. Anibungan High School, 81%. Mabuhay National High School, 100%. Tubod National High School, 94%. And La Paz National High School, we have 85%. So, I guess, so once again, please don't forget to have your attendance para masali po kayo for this day. You may scan the QR code or may copy the link, screenshot para di po natin makalimutan. And don't forget as well to have your evaluation. So now, I guess we're done. But let me call on screen because I guess meron po siyang sasabihin. The principal of Carmen National High School, Dr. Lordilyn Buyo. Okay, wala na daw. Wala na pala. Okay, so let's proceed to some of our announcement for tomorrow. So thank God for sustaining us. Tomorrow will be the last day of our 5-day training. So we'll be having 2 parts, the morning session and the closing program. So the morning session will start at exactly 8 o'clock in the morning. So please do take note of the YouTube channel for day 5. And then the closing program will start at exactly 10 o'clock in the morning. So again, the morning session will start at exactly 8 o'clock in the morning. And then this is to be followed by the closing program 10 o'clock. So I hope all of you teachers, both in elementary and secondary, will be joining with us. Okay, so another announcement. Let me thank all participants that we have during the simulation. Of course, our dear program host, Sir Jomel Sangotan in the elementary level, and also Ma'am Daisy Ranera in the junior high level. And of course, yours truly in the senior high school level, and as well to all the simulators who really gave their time and also accepting the challenge to have the return demonstration. Thank you so much. And also the school heads, the selected school heads who served as observers and facilitators, and to the selected education program supervisors as well, who served as facilitators during the simulation on learning management system. I guess before we will officially end, let me read some of your shoutouts. So let's read. Controller, can you please show it on screen? Okay, from Jaime Alegado. Do the difficult things while they are easy, and do the great things while they are small. A journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step by Lao Tzu. Mabuhay, Carmen District Teachers! Mabuhay tayong lahat. Thank you, sir. And then from Jane Pangs Itorma, good afternoon. Shout out po sa lahat ng tao behind the success of our 5 days Learning Management System webinar. Congratulations po sa inyong lahat at maraming salamat for this opportunity. God bless and keep safe. Okay, from Kathleen Santia, Pasalgon. Still watching here at Cambanugoy, Asuncion. Greetings from Als Carmen. Hello sa lahat ng mga Als. And then from Ruela Melendres, hello po, still watching. Shout out to all Alihal National High School teachers and mga Cal Extension teachers headed by our school head, Sir Nestor H. Ranera. Hello sa mga taga Alihal. And okay, so don't forget, here's the link of our YouTube channel for K5, and don't also forget to subscribe our YouTube account in Carmen District. Carmen District yata yung pangalan sa YouTube natin. So please do subscribe so that you can follow all the videos there. And let me thank some people. So first, let me thank some people. Okay, we would like to have this opportunity before I will forget. Let me thank all the members of the technical working group headed by Sir Mikey Blancaflor and also Ma'am Cheryl Ryan, the mother of all IT. And then, okay, Ma'am Chesame Sinilio from Tupad Elementary School, Ma'am Archel Coyos, and also Sir Irvin Ray Abang, Ma'am Nori May Escabarte, Sir Lloyd Bravo, and then Ma'am Elaine James C. Aliboyog, and also Sir Reynold Hamelo. You know what, guys? These members of the technical working group, they are the backbone of this live stream. So kung wala sila, wala ding live stream. So thank you so much sa lahat ng effort, sa lahat ng pagod, and God bless you in every way, all members of the technical working group. So I would like also to greet my co-teachers in Pinta Sabarat Elementary School, Ma'am Maris, Ma'am Lanera, Ma'am Saysay, Ma'am Kapin, Ma'am Siding, our principal, Sir Kulingko, Ma'am Bacor, and also Ma'am Elaine, Ma'am Amor, and Ma'am Olive, Ma'am Siding, and Ma'am Raquel, and also Ma'am Lorena, okay? And I would like to greet as well my SPED family in Carmen District, headed by Ma'am Lalay Galo, Ma'am Jolly, Sir Rudolph, Sir Neko, Ma'am Miraluna, Ma'am Mariben, And Ma'am Janet Avenido from Magsaysay, Ma'am Ate Chinky, Ma'am Chinky, and also Ma'am Rowena. Okay, so thank you so, and also to all the teachers, I cannot, meron ba tayong time? Okay, so sa lahat po ng mga nag-participate, thank you so much. Even if meron tayong mga internet connection problem, you are still with us until this point of time. Thank you so much. And God bless us all, and see you tomorrow for the last day of our training. So this live stream will end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay safe, everyone.